welcome back to another edition of the John Wayne Surge Protector Podcast, a 60/40 production. I'm Eric Halsey.
I'm Alex Midway, and this is one of those rare Wednesday episodes, but I don't think have we ever done a Wednesday?
We've definitely done a Wednesday, but this one is 100% my fault. Got a little tied up and behind an 8-ball yesterday. Had to take care of some stuff, but we're coming to you today, and we will issue refunds accordingly if you're that upset about it.
And it's not the fun kind of 8-ball you got stuck behind.
No. This wasn't listen to birds chirping in the morning type of fun. I'm late today. This is I just got swamped yesterday and couldn't do it.
Yeah. So you know what? We're kind of gonna be like your Ukrainians today. We're busy people. Let's just go ahead and jump on in it and start off today. We got deuces on who said it. First one is, the president's speech will be a combination of unifying yet vicious, and serious yet hilarious, all at the same time. If you can imagine that, one thing I can assure you, it will be entertaining. Who said it?
I'm going to take a stab in the dark and say Carolyn Levitt.
That is correct. This is
it is bad that I'm starting to I can read the lie and figure out which one of them it is.
Like, which one's working extra hard to praise the president? Like, oh, that's got to be Levitt. I was like, all right, fair enough. And it's this one's taken from a White House Correspondents' Dinner, and which also brings us over to number 2. Bobby also suggested an appetizer featuring his favorite cut of male raccoon roadkill, but we drew the line at that. We said, no, we're not doing that. Who said it?
Sounds like Correspondents' Dinner. Was it Wolf Blitzer?
No, this is actually Big Orange himself. It's one of his very few jokes that landed as essing in his own cabinet, but I feel like those are kind of layups.
All right, well, since I'm pretty sure we're not doing anything else on that rather boring and unentertaining Correspondents' Dinner, did you see Caitlin Collins?
You do know there's a whole section on the White House Correspondents' Dinner, right?
Then never mind. I was just going to talk about the that dress and Oliver smiling on the Daily Show afterwards, but never mind me.
I'll show prep Eric over here.
I did a read through. I did not catch that one.
Oh, yeah? There's a couple paragraphs on it.
Well, then, never mind me. We'll get back to Caitlin Collins being roll-tied as hell. She looked good.
We'll migrate on, but first we got to get a Tesla ticket. Honestly, today's just an episode where I'm just fully erect. It's just a wonderful day of great news. Tesla went from 319 last week, and we have finally broken past 300, and it went down to 298 when the markets closed. 294 post-market. And did you watch for what's it called, the Elon Musk interview?
I did not.
Trust me, you want to watch this. So Elon Musk did an interview with the editor of The Economist, Susan Beddoes, and her nickname is Zany, and that is hilarious. And she essentially ripped into him. And you know it's bad when Greg Gutfeld says, like, yeah, man, Elon got schooled. And if you went ahead and you know what do you think Elon's going to do? And you said, he's probably going to lash out at people on Twitter. And yeah, you're 100% right, because that's all he's been doing lately.
Well, if he's saying effed up stuff on Twitter, I'm sure the stock popped then, right? Because that's what makes sense.
Yeah, we went from 319 to 294, so that should tell you something. It's and if you haven't had a chance for that interview, it's about 2 hours long, but highlights of it are all over the place. And Susan's like, "Hey, man," he's like, "your cuts killed people." He's like, no, they didn't. He's like, "Yeah, they did. Here's proof." He's like, "That's a lie." He's like, "You are hated more. You as the media, no one likes you. People like me." I was like, if you've ever had a 4-year-old, I haven't, but I imagine this is what a 4-year-old acts like. Like, just give them only $770 billion, or maybe even less now, and just have them watch this tirade. And it's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that Elon's daddy probably didn't spank.
A South African who was full-on racist and taught Elon about racism.
Yeah, but otherwise, I'm guessing he was a pretty okay dad.
Yeah. There's a few other things about
him. Again, this, a high school bully should have beat that attitude out of him by now.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, once you hit $100 million, you should go to a class. It's the class that teaches you to be like Tom from MySpace. Because do we hear about Tom from MySpace anymore?
No. Yeah. And you know what? I'm glad you brought this up. I was thinking about this not that long ago because, when the hell do you ever mention Tom from MySpace? Awful picture of the guy.
Uh-huh.
All right. He had the money to go get a pro headshot or, I'm partying with any celebrity who isn't in jail for sex crimes now, 20 years later. And then you didn't hear anything from him. He
Yep.
just effed off to live his life, not focusing on how I can gather power and hurt people.
The last time I heard about Tom, it's somebody was saying something online, and it was like a screenshot of it. And like, yeah, Tom from MySpace is an idiot. He could have had a million billion dollars now. And Tom's like, hey man, I sold my company to Facebook way back in the day, got a pretty decent payout, and now I travel the world and take photos. I'm happy. Like, and that should be every millionaire's job. Like, make enough money, disappear, don't be an a-hole.
Yeah, and you know what? Looking at current pictures of him now, I don't think he had to go get facial reconstruction or get a hair transplant, and no gender affirming care here. Elon, sorry, something in my throat there. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of the dream. This is what I thought was going to happen with Zuckerberg, where he's just like, no, I cashed out. I'm doing jujitsu in the morning and surfing in the afternoon, and then he came back. He's like, just kidding, still an android. I'm here to steal your data.
He's like, also, we're releasing these glasses during a time of crisis so nobody notices how we're data harvesting you. Like, we're putting little flock cameras on you big dummies, and you're going to wear them and pay us.
Did we talk last week, 2 weeks ago, about a meeting I had about those glasses?
No, do tell.
So a lower level person I work with just had them on and walked into my office, and I lost my mind. I was like, I don't care if they're off. Put them in your pocket. They don't need to be here, right? For our listeners, it's a blue collar area. Nothing should get recorded. Okay, just for all of our sakes. Then it came up in one of the bigger wigs wore them into a meeting we had with full corporate there. And it came up in conversation. I was like, yeah, no, I absolutely threatened the other kid with violence. So keep those things off when you're in my office. And honestly, once it was all done, I got HR was basically like, we didn't see anything. If it happens, we don't need these here.
As long as you destroy the evidence, I think they're gonna let you get away with it.
Yeah, it's off the book. So make sure there's a knife or something you can slip in his pocket.
Yeah, like a while back they released Google Glass, and the whole country's like, F no, you're not recording me in the street. Like, this isn't happening. And Google Glass slowly disappeared, and now we're just getting desensitized with flock cameras and everything else. And people are like, oh my god, Meta glasses, like one of the Kardashians is wearing them. It's like, you walk up to me with a camera, that camera's getting turned off one way or another.
Yeah, mostly with probably my middle finger knuckle would be the first one to reach it. But wasn't Google Glass wasn't it like just one lens, and it was like sticking out a couple inches, and it made you look like you were like a bad guy from a terrible early 90s sci-fi movie?
Yeah, it was borderline kind of like what the Borg from Star Trek looked like.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
killing me. I could not think of what it was.
It was a lot easier to spot than the current ones. They're getting sneakier and sneakier, and honestly, no.
So there you have it, listeners. We don't know for sure, so punch anybody wearing Ray-Bans until they become a sponsor. Right, sorry about that.
We're not telling you to commit violence, but if you do, keep on listening. We're impartial to it. But getting back on the bus, SpaceX, we have an Elon company. You know what? It's coming right back to Earth. It was 118 last week. It's at $112. And honestly, the lockup period is fast approaching when people are going to be able to start selling a bunch of them. So depending on how many people actually just want to cash out their stock and roll out, I mean, we could be breaking under $100 next time we talk.
I don't think we're that lucky, but let's hope karma's real.
One can only hope. Let's see what's post-market. Nope, already went back to $113. So who knows? You know what? I got plenty of good news coming up for right now because
All
we're
right,
calling
all
up
right,
Honey
fair enough.
Badger dead.
It's weird. Normally Thursday's the palate cleanser for the weekend, but I like this. Let's switch it up and have good news on Tuesdays instead.
Fully effing erect. I told you, this is how we started out, and I'm going to keep it going. So, if you're Russian nose shopping at Wildberries, you might as well just cancel the account. Like last week, we talked about this. We slid down to Dino Store on Thursday, punched out, and the Ukrainians like, nah, man, the work week goes on till Friday. And they went to St. Petersburg, and they blew up another warehouse out there. Actually, it was multiple warehouses.
Do we know how many there are like left by chance?
Not many, but there's more on that one later on. It's become a very fun, interesting time. It's as far as Wildberries go, unless you're the owner or a worker at Wildberries. So on Friday, it was in St. Petersburg. They hit it in the warehouse in there, an area outside of it in the Leningrad area, and they also hit another one in Crimea. So. But Ukraine is like, F it, just hit all three of them. And St. Petersburg's not close to Crimea, but they hit all those. And there was actually a story about like St. Petersburg. There was a guy out there. He's like, yeah, man, so I'm just hanging out here. And they turned off the actual mobile data so you can't have the internet. And he's like, yeah, that's kind of normal nowadays because anytime there's a drone attack, they just turn off everyone's cell phone so you can't use it to navigate the drone. They still hit this warehouse. They hit 2 warehouses in the area. So this is a bit of a development.
So does that mean they're not using like guidance? They're just kind of like putting in coordinates and saying go? Like I don't understand.
But essentially beforehand they would cancel out the mobile data, and this way it would hamper some of the drones. You wouldn't be able to get to all your targets. But nowadays, like, the data was turned off, and the Ukrainians like, cool, hold our beers. And they just hit 2 warehouses on Wildberries in the area.
You know, we've been talking up Zelensky here for quite a while on the pod, and how innovative he's been. And I kind of like this little bit of mystery to our guy now. I mean, I was in love before, but now this might be lust.
My guy, it's only going to keep getting better because that was on Friday and today's Wednesday, and Zelensky's like, nah, man, we're going to keep this thing going. We told you when they brought back Fedorov again, he's like, yeah, we're only going to intensify this thing. So there's a Wildberries factory now in the Ryazan area that's burning. And if you're actually on the platform and you're a seller, beforehand we told you that you couldn't pull off your stuff. Now they went ahead and just said, yeah, man, now you're going to go ahead and you're not going to be able to even pull out your money. So they're screwing them. But on the bright side, Russia is charging the Telegram founder Pavel Durov with aiding terrorism because free speech is terrorism. It has nothing to do with them trying to roll out the Max system, which is essentially Flock version of a messenger.
Hey, you know what? So it sounds like Wildberries is like now Russians hate them too.
Dude, the Russians are now like, they didn't care when the the Russians are blowing up Ukrainian post office, like daycare centers and everything else. But now they're like, I can't get my tchotchkes. This war sucks. We should end it. I was like, you know what? Whatever reason, you heartless pieces of S. Like, just because you can't get Christmas lights, that's why now you want to cancel the war. But when there was kids being killed, like, it's not happening to me. It's cool. It's essentially MAGA people. When you hear about them, it's like, oh, my Medicare just got canceled. Like, stupid Democrats. Like, no.
Yeah, that's wild. And so the way you explained it to me, Wildberries is basically Russia's Amazon.
It's Russia's Amazon. It's Russia's eBay. It's the biggest internet sales place out there.
And so what? They've been hitting Wildberries for like less than 2 weeks now.
Yes, right? But they've been hitting them hard.
Yeah, no, I get it. But now it's gotten to the point where Wildberries is like, sorry, y'all, whatever money's here, we're shutting it down and we're keeping whatever. Do you know what that would be like in America if we went after a couple Amazon hubs and then they were like, well, we're just shutting down all transactions? That makes Bezos feel less powerful.
We're an even bigger consumer market than anywhere else. But one of the videos I saw, it's like a Russian chick. She's like, yeah, I'm doing a delivery to Wildberries. And in the background, you see the entire warehouse just burning. She's like, I can't get there. And they said, if you don't return it to the drop point, we're going to fine you. It's like, where do you want me to return it? The whole place is effing burning.
So you just take some pictures outside and go, here they are. and then put them back in your car and try and sell them on the street.
Like, I do love how a corporate structure is like, I don't care. You go ahead and follow these instructions, or we're fighting. It's like, your warehouse is on fire. Like, there's no one assigned to paperwork of me dropping these things off. It's like, we said what we said. You drive on in.
Yeah, you hate Russia, and then you remember we also hate corporations. So I don't even know where to aim this hate anymore.
Yeah. Speaking of aiming things, like I said, this is a feel-good episode unless you're of the Soviet era and you're like, oh man, this sucks. It's like, he's gonna have another one. Yes, I will, because I came across a video. It's a dude. You ever see what an M2 Browning is?
That's that the big old gun they mount on the back of a Toyota pickup truck here, right? Like that plumber from the Al Qaeda days.
Like Bill Plumbing, and then he got sent over. It's also like Rambo. Remember in one of the latest Rambos, he unloads on everybody.
Yeah, where he held it like a man.
Well, there was a video, and it's essentially this Ukrainian, and they got the actual thing mounted in the back like a technical, and they're just sitting there, and the guy's like tracking, and next thing you know, he lets out about a 3-second burst, and he just spins the actual Browning across. This mother effer hit a cruise missile with a machine gun. Like, they're using like machine guns to take down cruise missiles. It is insane.
Yeah, as you remember, I think we actually saw The Matrix together in '99.
I believe so.
Yeah, and who would have thought Ukraine was the first one to use it? Like, that is some bullet time. Like, you hit a missile with a bullet.
Yeah. Like,
if this happened in a movie, people would be like, it's too far-fetched, impossible.
Who's the guy who made Transformers? Michael Bay.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, exactly.
Michael Bay is in charge of a script for Ukraine right now. He's like, now shoot down the cruise missile. Like, with what? Where you ran out of interceptors? Like, I don't know. Use a machine gun. I was like, F it. Why not?
I can't wait till next week when you're like, Ukrainian nobody pulls down a cruise missile with a frisbee.
They take frisbee golf up to another level. Like, ooh, it's like, my God, they have tactical frisbees now.
That has to count as a hole-in-one, right?
Yeah, got to. But again, the hits don't stop because the Flamingos are back, baby. And the town of Kirov is a small company called Avatek, and it makes ejection seats, surface-to-air missiles, and the air-launched KH-101 cruise missile. This is the one they've been using a lot of, tank factories, quote-unquote, which are actually civilian buildings. And Ukraine went ahead and they hit that place on Friday as well. Again, they were knocking out wild berries in Crimea, all the way in St. Petersburg, and now east of Moscow, almost by Kazakhstan, this is where Kirov is. So there's a few things that happen on this one that make it a big deal. First off, it's the distance. It's past Moscow, and it's way past Moscow. And the second one was the fact that this warhead was a delayed one. There's actual footage of it. They broke through the ceiling on this factory, and that warhead didn't go off, waited about half a second, and then it exploded. And the third thing that makes this huge is the fact that that warhead on a delayed fuse going off inside, it was during working hours. So they lost quite a few workers. And these aren't just contractors on a Death Star. These are full-on, troopers.
Yeah. Rest in piss. I don't know what to tell you, man. I spent so much of my life assuming all of Russia was just a bunch of Ivan Dragos. And it kind of turns out it's been a paper tiger this whole time. How Ukraine is able to do this and just come up with it on the seat of their pants. Just this is jazz. There's nothing written down. They're like, let's try this. We keep winning.
And again, Firepoint is a company that's not even 5 years old. Like, the amount of innovation coming out of these guys is insane.
Yeah, they're doing the thing that every Republican tells us capitalism does. Only it works.
Maybe capitalism only works when you have a gun to your head.
Well, the way things are going.
Soon enough, there'll be an AI chatbot always trying to kill me. He's like, work harder, Alex. Like, fair enough.
Holiday in Cambodia.
So, over the weekend was also Navy Day in Russia, and the celebrations were a tad bit limited because apparently the Russians forgot to apply for the no drone permits from the Ukrainians. So Supreme Ruler Putin did show up to one of them, and he was out there. He comes out, and there's about a platoon worth of like bros in their ice cream man whites. They're all in there. They're like, yeah. Hoorah, hoorah. But this is like the second year the major festivities were actually scrubbed for Navy Day. So they didn't have any ships on there, but they did have a submarine on display. It was actually drawn on the side of a building. So like Putin comes out, the cameraman's like on there and is like, he slowly starts panning, like boom, big old submarine, like gigantic. Like he keeps panning, like, what the hell? Like, that is a building. And it's, there's essentially there just about 30 people and a picture of a submarine.
I don't know if you've ever been in the situation before, but over Christmas, my fiance got me something, but it didn't make it in time. So she wrapped a box, and inside was a picture of what we're still waiting on.
Yeah.
And this is the vibes I'm getting from Russia right now.
Now, just imagine doing that as a president of a superpower, a nuclear superpower.
Cool. A picture of a Nintendo. Best Christmas ever.
Here's a picture of your military might. Like, oh, man.
This is just filled with IOUs.
Like, I actually owe you guys military might. Like, you're taking things back.
My God. You know what just occurred to me?
Do tell.
You remember how Iran painted like the shadow of a helicopter on the ground and we bombed it? Ukraine didn't fall for the fake submarine on the wall.
Well, you know, when you don't have U.S. intelligence, I guess you have better intelligence.
I guess. Jesus. Do we suck? Are we paper tigers?
I don't know, but I tell you what, another thing I do want to give everybody a little glimmer of what Ukrainian humor is. These are essentially people who've been getting rocked for the past 4+ years. They were supposed to lose in 3 days, but the armed forces of Ukraine went online, and you can find this on YouTube, and they did kind of the equivalent of a Yuletide log that we have here for Christmas. It is the St. Petersburg Wildberries warehouse burning for 8 hours straight in 4K video and with ASMR just for anyone who wants to listen to the crackling of Soviet tchotchkes.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Go to town.
So, you ever have one of those late nights with you and internet porn, and by the time you finish, you're just like, I'm disgusted with myself? Did you get the same feeling from these ASMR videos, or were you like, no, still loud and proud?
No, I mean, my bandwidth for this is huge. I can keep watching this all day long.
It's like watching a Bills Super Bowl parade on repeat, if and when.
2027, baby.
Well, you know, you're still going to have at least one loss that season, but you know, I wish you the best.
I mean, Green Bay may be where we set our starters.
It'll be in Vegas, and you damn well know it.
That were all right. Well, I'd be interested to watch. Apparently, Mendoza's not even the starter yet.
No, he'll get there. He'll get there.
Yeah, in a wheelchair.
Shut up. Just let me have it for now before the season starts.
Fair enough. But again, a little bit on Firepoint and a little bit more in Ukrainian humor. Firepoint has started a contest on its website, and can you guess what the contest is?
It's the company behind Flamingos, right?
Yes, Flamingos, a bunch of drones.
Are they doing like a raffle where if they pick your name, you get to come sign a bomb like you work for our Congress?
No, but you do get prizes if you get it right.
Ooh, what are we working with here?
You get to decide which Wildberries warehouse gets blown up next.
Oh, that's what an amazing prize.
Yes. They have a bunch of warehouses on their website, and they're like, yeah, man, just pick which one you think we're going to bomb next, and if you get it right, we send you some tchotchkes.
That's so much funnier than how I had it in my head. God. Should we just like annex Ukraine, but just make them part of us and then just let them run it?
There's some guys who've been trying to annex Ukraine, and it's not working out well.
Can we just invite them to join us?
Can you switch out your first president?
Yes, I'll make that trade.
You know what? They'll be across the bear. Fair enough. Get rid of him and we get Ukraine.
Yeah, there you go.
So, as over here, we're going to get to the segment that Eric had no ideas in here, and it's the White House Correspondents' Dinner. It was a makeup for the assassination attempt last time, and it all started off with giving what's it called? Officer Victor Gonzalez, the White House Correspondents Association President's Award for Exceptional Service. And Trump also went on his thing where he was thanking the Secret Service for all the hard work that they did. And he also talked good of Officer Gonzalez, which kind of threw me off balance because Officer Gonzalez, as you can hear from his name, is not exactly the type of person that Trump likes. And the fact that he's a cop and not the guy who bashes cops on January 6th, those are two red flags that Trump got past when he talked nice about.
Well, I somehow sleptwalked through this portion of it. So have we like definitively, do we know that he hasn't like shot an unarmed teenager or anything, and that's why he's getting the award? Because you're right, this doesn't make sense.
No, the fact that even Trump came out and he said nice things about him, and I looked at him, he's like, he looks like a fat Michael Pena. Like, you can definitely tell he's Latin.
Well, who knows? Maybe our guy is starting to change his ways.
Yeah,
yeah.
Tune in 2 minutes and he'll go ahead and change that. But during the whole thing, Trump even came out and he busted out the Trump 2028 hat, and he was like, "You won't have anything to report on, so I'll give you something." Honestly, I miss the days when I could go to sleep with sleepy Joe Biden and wake up and my country's not burning. Like, I want something that's relaxing. Like, Joe passed a huge infrastructure deal, and I want more of that, other than a guy who's insane and has nuclear codes.
Yeah, no, there's a reason this podcast started during Trump's second presidency and not during Sleepy Joe's. Because there wasn't that much to report. Like, things were just kind of getting better. And after the first Trump term, everybody sort of had the same idea where they're like, we just don't talk about it, and maybe it'll keep improving.
Like, the whole Trump presidency, again, it's great for comics. It's great for everything else. It's funny. But that's kind of like you getting on a roller coaster. You know you can laugh and put your arms up when you're doing the loop-de-loop because you know there's guardrails. If you get on a roller coaster and you're like, one of these chairs here is going to jettison its user, you're not laughing. You're holding on for dear life. And this is kind of closer to what we're getting to.
Yeah, we used Chinese bolts to hold down these seats because they were more cost effective. So best of luck.
We pull a number while you guys are up there, and whoever's number comes up, your buckle just unbuckles.
Yeah, I think I like it. I think I like the way Ukraine's doing that better. There, if you guess right, you just win prizes instead of die or starve.
We have Running Man over here.
Yeah, exactly.
But the best moment of the night, honestly, I tuned into some of it. It was Trump ranting about things, but what I did see a highlight of, it was CNN's Wolf Blitzer. He welcomed several reporters from the Journal to the stage to accept their Katharine Graham Award for Courage and Accountability. And he had a big old speech, and if you listen to it, it was amazing. And the whole topic of it was that they uncovered the album created for Epstein's 50th birthday that had a letter reportedly signed by Trump. It's the one where he drew the lady on there. And he's over, he's talking about the courage these people had and everything else. And Trump's like, kind of fake clapping. And it's like, bro, this is saying you're a pedophile.
Yeah, that was a giant FU, and glad somebody did it, and can't wait to see pictures of the ketchup flying and stuff when somebody has to explain what Wolf Blitzer was saying to him.
And Wolf Blitzer is now currently in Guantanamo.
Yep. So enjoy those jumper cables. This will
go on. Ooh. Did you see parts of Lindsey Graham's funeral and Trump falling asleep in it?
I did. I saw him give that condescending double pat to the coffin, like, all right, hit the showers. Yeah.
Did you see the one where it's there's a Secret Service agent behind him, and you see he inhales?
Oh, the smell.
what the F is in the air? And he's sitting right behind Trump. Is like, and there's also another picture of his au pair or whatever's running around with him. And she's got like her bag, and it literally looks like a bunch of Depends diapers in there.
Yeah, I heard somebody explain that's not his like handler. That is a hospice nurse, and let's just hope that person's right. Don't Internet's never failed me once before.
Yeah, you got to be right, internet. Let's go. You're overdue.
Yeah, I heard about it. Immediately went to go find the video, and I was like, I'm sure the guy's just trying to hold back tears without moving his hands. And no, as I've got a very gassy dog, and I don't know how much you know about dog farts, but they are brutal. They will sting your nostrils and make your eyes water. And that was the face that man was making and trying to hold back. That guy got a whole face full of dog fart.
I mean, this is a 6'1" man with a 215-pound frame who eats cheeseburgers on the daily, but he has a Diet Coke, so I guess that makes up for it.
Yeah, 6'3", 215, as he wrote as his warm-up stats walking into prison. Not as another fat guy, not a chance. I'd bet the $8 left in my 401k right now. He's not sniffing either of those stats.
No.
All right, so it is my duty to end the feel-good part and get a little Debbie Downer this bad boy. So,
Womp womp.
yeah, pretty much. Method to the mayhem. Our war with Iran has now just passed over 170 days, so big shout out to Bibi. And besides the death and destruction that comes with war, Americans are also being affected here domestically with rising oil costs that literally affect everything we need and do. Sentiments towards our biggest ally. Imagine a dramatic pause here that should convey my sarcasm with Israel. And most importantly, the safety of our servicemen and women risking their lives for this BS war. With the midterms right around the corner and not a whole lot of USA chants a la post 9/11, the last thing Americans want to hear is anything about more dead soldiers. Am I right?
It's kind of like an AIDS test. Like, you might have AIDS, just go take the effing test. Like, hiding the whole thing about soldiers being dead, like, doesn't bring them back to life.
No, yeah, so yeah, you don't Schrodinger's box an AIDS test, and you shouldn't really be doing it with this either. And even in this world we're currently living in, some things still have to be like sacred. You know what I mean?
So far, maybe. We're working on that.
Yeah, yes, they are. So how do you explain American deaths in a wildly unpopular war while keeping your hands clean of any kind of accountability? Clearly, just be a billionaire. But what administration has done is decided to juke the stats like it was season 3 of The Wire. So you can't technically downgrade a serviceman's death to a misdemeanor, but they can recategorize said deaths, which is what happened this past week when a few KIAs suddenly disappeared from the Pentagon's reports. Now, you can cheer for the red tie or the blue tie all you want, but nobody wants to hear about proud American servicemen getting killed on foreign soil.
So this is essentially like they died in Iran during the Iran conflict, and they got reclassified as just dying under just theater of operations because fearless leader said he ended the war.
Well, evidently that's part of the mayhem, or that's part of the method to the mayhem. So once the reporters called out the Pentagon, they declared, no, those last 4 deaths were only a temporary data disruption, which by itself is an insane thing to say when you're asking for $1.5 trillion and you have not passed an audit in well over 30 years. But
don't ask no questions.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, don't ask no questions, dummy. But when they fixed the disruption, those deaths were not chalked up to Operation Epic Fury, but rather recategorized under overseas operations. So you remember when we won that war like 100 times over back in April?
Yeah,
yes, the administration sees these casualties as not a bunch of soldiers dying over one dumb war, but rather smaller groups of soldiers dying in several different operations, which happen to be in the same area and directly linked to the same war that we are currently in with Iran illegally still. So the two new categories, they definitely aren't the war in Iran, are Operation Inherent Resolve and the very generic overseas operations. And since neither of those sound like they have the words raging extreme or loaded in them, you can also deduce Trump has taken away the ability of Pete Hegseth to name said operations anymore. The idea being, instead of 20 proud Americans dying in this abortion of a conflict, is only a few deaths and all the others die doing unrelated campaigns in the same general region.
I mean, every time I hear more about it, like there's a lot of people who also get injured. So it's not just how many people you lose in a war and just lose over there. It's a lot of people. We don't know the extent of the injuries that they have.
Yeah, no, and we already saw the first time they reported any of this, Trump came out and was just like, nah, a couple of them got headaches, they're fine. You're like, no, that's not how this works.
Like, this isn't a hangover, man. It's something else. And also, like, another thing Trump came out with, and it's something that struck me, like, really, like, raw, is he came out, he's like, yeah, the 6 people that we lost, they all told me that they fully support this war. It's like, mother effer. I was like, no, you don't get to do that.
First off, not one of them told you this because they're dead. Okay? It's you don't get to lie about that.
Listen, camera, telephone, elephant, like, go ahead and name 6 of their names. First name only if you want. Like, no idea. They're the best service members. Like, what's their names? Like, I have no clue. But they told me.
Well, you know what? We could just hold up the ad he sent out to all of his donors of him at the first dignified transfer, and then maybe he can just point at each coffin and see if he can tell us when exactly they all told him that they were very proud to die in this war.
Sucker, loser,
exactly. So it all comes down to reporting and the best spin possible when it comes to these suckers and losers. I just hope most of America isn't too far gone to recognize what this really is. Dead servicemen being forced to fight so elite pedos can continue their hard work, making the world a worse place for everyone.
I do love how, like, I keep watching these things and they keep coming out to, like, Trump voters. Like, hey, man. He's like, what do you think about President Trump? He's like, I think he's doing a great job despite all the things that are happening right now. He's like, what do you mean? Like, what are some things? Like, gas is really high, but he doesn't control that. It's like, you don't think the war has anything to do with it? It's like, no, man, that's completely unrelated. He's doing a great job. He's like, what's the best thing he's doing? He's like, oh, man, I can't name one.
Yeah, no, they've made up their minds, and that's all it is. And they will mental gymnastics themselves into it being right. It's the old Bill Burr thing. You're like statistics are stupid because you just go to imright.com and you can find anything that makes it sound like you're right. Doesn't mean that's the way it is. What was it? Actually, most people who get eaten by sharks are right on the coastline. You're like, yeah, that's where the people are. Of course it is.
There was one graph. It was like in the middle, like, what's it called? I forget where, but it wasn't touching any sort of water, and it was a shark attack there. I'm like, I want to know about that place.
That's the Netflix documentary I want to watch.
Did you see the Sean Strickland talking about the Trump rallies?
I caught a clip of it. I did not watch the whole thing.
No, I just saw, like, it was essentially just talking about what he said. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, at these Trump rallies, they're like, yeah, I can understand how Hitler happened. Like, it's a full-on cult. I'm like, welcome to the party, Sean. Better late than never.
Yeah. And when other racists are just like, yeah, no, this guy's bad news. Maybe listen.
When Nick Fuentes is telling you not to, like, maybe it's time.
Dumb question, but let's say it's 2028 and President Newsom calls up whoever's running Iran. He's just like, hey, what if we stop fighting each other and we just focus on taking all these pedophiles out? You think we have room to become new best friends with Iran?
I think a lot of things change if we ever get rid of the monarchy that's currently in charge.
I think so too, and I think I've got a pretty good idea on how to get all the other countries behind us. So I don't know, vote for me. Just write my name in.
Buddy, you were trying real hard to have Palantir start tracking your phone, huh?
I have never been so insulted after doing this for over a year, and they're only watching you.
I'm the only one they focus on. Prodigal son.
I was immediate relief, followed by like coming up on a month of pure rage.
Just cut down a flock camera or two and take your phone with you. See if you notice it then. I was like, our boy's an up and comer. He's a good prospect.
Yeah. And as we sign off here, just remember data centers and flock cameras packed full of copper and gold. So just go for it, man.
If you need some RAM for your computer, we also stock a bunch of RAM, hard drives, you got it all.
Yeah, and remember, everyone likes a fire.
Love it. Just treat it like a Wildberry site. I'm Alex Midway.
And I'm Eric Halsey.
Daddy, chill.
Later, Gators.